Get ready for a mind-blowing journey through history. You won't believe some of the incredible things archaeologists have dug up. From ancient vampire graves to computers older than you thought possible. These jaw-dropping finds are so unbelievable, they'll make you wonder what other secrets our past holds. Let's dive into the top 10 most mysterious discoveries that will leave you speechless. Buckle up, because this discovery is about to blow your mind. Chemical warfare was thought to be a modern atrocity, but it turns out ancient Rome was basically playing dirty, big time. During their epic battle with Persia, both sides were secretly digging underground tunnels to catch each other off guard. But the Persians had a nasty surprise waiting for the Romans. They set a trap that would make even the most seasoned action movie villain jealous. When the Romans took the bait and entered the tunnel, the Persians ignited a fire, then hurled poisonous substances onto the flames. Talk about ancient dirty tricks. Can you imagine being in the Romans' shoes? Or should I say boots? When they stumbled upon that deadly trap, it's like something straight out of a historical thriller. The Romans were caught totally off guard and had no clue what was happening as the poison smoke spread through the tunnel. Panic set in, their lungs burning, and it wasn't long before they succumbed to the toxic fumes. This ancient battle is now etched in history as the earliest known instance of a chemical attack. Talk about a game changer. And here's the wild part. Despite being way ahead of their time, we still can't figure out how those clever Persians concocted this toxic trick. It remained a secret for nearly 2,000 years, lost to the sands of time. Mind blown, right? Get ready for a dark chapter in human history. In the murky depths of northwestern Europe's swamps, archaeologists have uncovered a gruesome secret: hundreds of ancient bodies, including men, women, and kids, left to rot over thousands of years. We're talking 8,000 BC all the way to medieval times. That's some serious time travel right there. Initially, people thought these poor souls just got lost in the swamps, but experts have now confirmed that most of them were actually victims of sick human sacrifice rituals. Yep, you heard that right, humans used as offerings to whatever gods they worshipped back then. And it wasn't just about the big ceremonies. Some folks were also executed for breaking the rules or crimes against society. So far, we've found over 500 bodies, but researchers believe there could be thousands more hiding in those European swamps. One chilling find was a person who met their end after a bad harvest. Imagine being blamed for the weather and paying the ultimate price. You won't believe what's got everyone buzzing online. A mind-blowing image on Google Earth has taken the internet by storm with over 100,000 views in just 24 hours. Talk about viral. We're talking about a weird structure in the Egyptian desert that looks like it was plucked straight from a sci-fi movie. 6 rings surrounding this crazy scissor-shaped building have people speculating left and right. Is it an alien base or a top-secret government lab? But hold up, not everyone's buying into the extraterrestrial hype. A growing crowd of skeptics thinks there might be a much more down-to-earth explanation for this mysterious find. So, what's really going on here? The truth starts to unravel. A commenter from Egypt stepped in, saying this mysterious structure looks suspiciously like an anti-aircraft sand base, a common sight back home. The V-shaped ramp. That's where the radar dome should be, making perfect sense. But not everyone's convinced by this explanation, and some internet detectives think there's more to the story than meets the eye. So, we'll keep digging. But it looks like our extraterrestrial friends might have been barking up the wrong tree, at least for now. Buckle up for this spine-tingling tale. In a centuries-old Polish cemetery, archaeologists stumbled upon 4 skeletons with an eerie twist, sickles buried right on their necks. Initially, it seemed like a vampire burial, where the sickles were thought to keep those undead bodies from rising again and causing chaos. But here's the chilling part: new digs have revealed there might be more to this grim ritual than just warding off blood-sucking creatures. The plot thickens. It turns out these skeletons aren't just guarding against vampires, they're actually anti-demonic sentinels. When archaeologists found those sickles buried over the necks of the deceased, it wasn't to keep the undead from haunting villages. It was a brutal yet clever way to prevent the dead from rising and their heads getting literally lopped off. This ancient ritual aimed to protect the departed from demonic possession and torment as well. Mind blown, right? It just goes to show that throughout history, burial customs have been as diverse as they are fascinating, and sometimes downright shocking. You're hooked. aren't you? Well, buckle up because we're diving into a seriously spooky story. The folks in this small town were absolutely convinced that demons and vampires lurked around every corner, and it's no wonder their burial rituals got super intense as a result. But what could have triggered such epic fears of the supernatural? Did some kind of terrifying event rock this community, making them believe demonic forces were closing in? The mystery remains unsolved for now. Archaeologists are still digging up clues to unravel this eerie enigma. One thing's for sure, this ancient town was no stranger to believing the unbelievable, and their anti-demonic burial customs are a chilling testament to that. Get ready for a spine-tingling discovery that'll leave you speechless. Imagine being an Egyptologist named Gaston Maspero unwrapping ancient royal mummies in the Valley of Kings back in 1886. Sounds cool, right? But things took a dark turn when he opened this super-ordinary-looking coffin. What he found inside will make your skin crawl: a young guy with bound hands and feet, frozen mid-scream like he was murdered in a brutal way. The doc who examined the mummy later said it's clear, even after 2,000 years, that this poor guy died a horrific death, and his tortured body is still screaming for help from beyond the grave. You've got to hear about the chilling mystery surrounding this ancient mummy. A chemist thought he might have been buried alive, screaming in terror as the earth was piling up around him. That's some seriously disturbing stuff. But here's the thing, we still don't actually know how this young guy met his end. Maybe it was a brutal murder, or maybe, just maybe, he went to sleep with a peaceful smile on his face. The only thing we can be sure about is this mummy's jaw. When you remove those ancient straps, watch out. It'll snap open in the most eerie way possible, giving us an unsettling glimpse into history. Get ready for an ancient tale that'll send chills down your spine. When explorers first stumbled upon mummies with mouths wide open in the 19th century, they were totally freaked out. I mean, who wouldn't be? Fast forward to Sweden, where researchers were digging up a dry lake bed when they uncovered a grim secret: the remains of at least 11 people. But here's the jaw-dropping part: only one skeleton had its jawbone intact. What happened to those other 10 mummies and their mysterious grins? The world may never know. Buckle up for one seriously spooky discovery. So, what happened to those 10 mummies with their mouths open in eternal shock? The researchers found that the burial ground was littered with jaw bones. But here's the kicker: none of them belonged to humans. They also uncovered a chilling array of dismembered limbs. And get this, all from the right side of the victims' bodies. It's like something straight out of a horror movie. Frederick Hallgren, one of the researchers, called it a very complex ritual with a strict structure. Yeah, you can bet we're talking about something way more sinister than your average ancient burial site. Let's dive deeper into this mind-blowing burial ground. We may not know exactly what these ancient hunter-gatherers were trying to achieve, but it's clear they put a ton of thought and effort into their ritual. And that's what makes it so fascinating. But here's where things get seriously unsettling. Get ready for this: 2 skulls were literally spiked onto stakes, like some twisted game of medieval horror-themed Twister. It's believed the stakes served as handles to wave those skulls around in a ritualistic ceremony. This gruesome find tells us that even our ancient ancestors had a taste for the occult and didn't shy away from deadly rituals. And speaking of eerie discoveries, stay tuned for another bone-chilling story from 1988, when nearly 100 tiny skeletons were uncovered inside an ancient Roman sewer. Fast forward to another haunting find: the shocking discovery of nearly 100 infant skeletons crammed into an ancient Roman sewer. But here's the kicker: no signs of illness or deformity were found on these little ones, which suggests they weren't just victims of disease or bad luck. It seems our ancestors deliberately put them there, but why? And how did they end up in a dark and dingy sewer instead of a proper burial ground? Some wild theories suggested it was the work of female serial killers targeting unwanted kids, but further digging literally debunked that idea. To this day, the mystery surrounding these tiny skeletons remains one of the most baffling and spine-tingling archaeological enigmas out there. You've probably gazed in awe at those gigantic stone heads on Easter Island, but have you ever wondered how these ancient islanders actually moved these massive monoliths into place? Well, buckle up because their secrets are about to blow your mind. Let's dive into the middle era of island history, when archaeologists made a jaw-dropping discovery. Statues during this time period were gigantic, we're talking up to 30 feet tall, and an astonishing 82 tons heavy. So how did these tiny island communities possibly transport such behemoths? The answer lies in some seriously advanced ancient math. Get this, research suggests that just 12 islanders, using only TWO wooden logs as levers, could have potentially moved a massive 50,000-pound statue into position. That's like you and your friends moving a skyscraper with nothing but a couple of sticks, duh. It's truly mind-boggling. You'd think archaeologists would be used to uncovering ancient secrets, but sometimes even they're left baffled. Two mind-blowing mysteries in one video. Let's dive into the second one. Imagine driving along a typical English road when suddenly you stumble upon an unsettling discovery, a massive grave containing 54 Viking warriors. But this isn't your average burial site, it's more like a gruesome puzzle. The Vikings' bodies were literally dismembered legs, arms, and torsos all separated into distinct piles. What could have led to such a bizarre and sinister ritual? Did these Viking mercenaries meet a violent end at the hands of their enemies, or was there something even more mysterious at play? We might never know for sure, but one thing's certain: this haunting mystery has archaeologists scratching their heads in utter bewilderment. So, what really went down at this eerie English grave site? Let's dig deeper. According to archaeologists, one theory is that these Viking mercenaries faced their ultimate defeat after attacking a village. The villagers didn't let them rest in peace. Instead, they gave them a twisted send-off, stripping the Vikings naked, dismembering their bodies, and burying each part separately. It gets even weirder. It's believed some of the villagers took home Viking skulls as gruesome souvenirs. But here's another twist. Not everyone thinks this was a case of vigilante justice. Some experts suggest the Vikings might have been sacrificed in a bizarre death ritual. The fact that many of those head wounds came from the front, almost in a controlled manner, supports this theory. So what do you think? Was it a brutal revenge or something even more sinister? But let's switch gears from Viking mysteries to a mind-blowing ancient Greek find. In 1901, treasure hunters uncovered an enigmatic device on a Greek trading ship that sank over 2,000 years ago. It was like nothing they'd ever seen before, packed with intricate gears and mechanisms that seemed impossible for the ancient Greeks to have created. This baffling artifact left everyone stumped. What could it possibly be? Its secrets remained locked away until, and then came the bombshell. Researchers finally cracked the code on that mysterious object. They revealed it's none other than the world's oldest computer, the Antikythera mechanism. This ancient genius was a master timekeeper and astronomical tracker, using numbers to predict celestial movements. Mind blown, we should be. It turns out the Greeks were absolute rock stars, capable of crafting something this advanced over 2 millennia ago. Suddenly, our understanding of their ingenuity and capabilities is turned upside down. What other secrets did they keep hidden beneath the surface? The Antikythera mechanism has opened a treasure chest of new possibilities, sending scientists on an exciting journey of discovery. The implications are endless, and we can't wait to see what other secrets they'll uncover. That's it for our